Guys, welcome back to another episode. Jessica got heated on this show. I never thought she looked so sexy before my life.
Yes, I went on a rant and I tore you a new one.
Enjoy the show. Guys, welcome back to another episode of
Hashtag Ask LiveLeanTV.
So last week we did the lightning round.
20 questions.
People seem to like it.
Yeah, you guys enjoyed getting all of that information into one episode, so we figured we'd do it again.
So let's try it. We're going to aim for 20 questions again. And so we got them all right here. If you want your questions answered, there's a big queue. That's why we're doing the lightning round, to catch up. But if you want to get them answered, you can post them on our social media, on Twitter, on Snapchat, on Instagram, and on Facebook using the what?
Hashtag Ask LiveLeanTV.
Make sure you get that right.
And yeah, also make sure that the question is like concise, but also gives us some background on who you are and what your goals are.
That's why we like Twitter the best, because 140 characters and it's easy for us to find. So that's the best way to post your questions.
Yeah.
Let's get into the show. First question from YouTube from Adriana JSC11. It says, I recently started tracking what I eat and realized that I'm not eating enough. Then was happy to see you upload a video about reverse dieting. My question is that if I make an effort to consume more calories, will my weight increase before I can lose weight? If so, I wonder how long my body would take to get used to the change. I don't restrict my calories intentionally. However, I'm 25 pounds overweight and I don't want to gain more weight.
Okay, great. I love this question because I think that's such a common fear and such a common revelation that people have when they figure out how many calories they actually are eating. They're usually accidentally under eating. This is so common because that doesn't include those binges that happen accidentally when you're chronically under eating. Like, let's be real. When you're not eating enough throughout the day, you get to the end of the night and you just want to eat freaking everything in your kitchen, right? I know you've had those feelings. Yeah. I've had those feelings. So it's really important that you eat enough in the morning and the daytime so that when it comes to dinner time, you don't just completely blow it out, because it's easily possible to eat, 1,000 to 2,000 calories in a sitting if you're not careful.
So this is the lightning round, so I want to keep it quick. So
right.
my 2 cents on this was just, it's not just about calories in, calories out. That's a big portion of it, but there's another piece to it. It's called your metabolism. So if you're eating way too little calories, your body can go into starvation mode. It can hold on to all the fat without burning it off. So what we need you to do is eat more calories. It's going to help you build more muscle. It's going to increase your metabolism, and that's how you live lean forever. So don't worry about adding more calories. Just be active. Just make sure you're eating healthy food and make sure you're close to your calorie needs, and you should be good.
And no, you won't gain weight in the short term while you're adjusting, but you will experience first fullness and then a lot of hunger, and then it will level out for you. But you should not gain weight if you're eating the right amount for your activity needs and your BMR. Okay, so David Fuses on Twitter says, I'm a type 1 diabetic, was obese at 350 pounds, now 190, work out 6 days a week. How could I have a low carb diet? So amazing weight loss. That's like a lot of progress so far. That's really amazing. So how could I have a low carb diet? I don't really know. Yeah. What do you mean by this question?
I don't understand what you mean by how could I have a low carb diet? Because you are type 1 diabetic, so a lower carb diet is going to be really good for you.
It's going to be what your doctor recommends, probably.
Yeah, and so we do have a lot of diabetics that come to us and they follow our way of eating because it is of lower carb. It is about managing your blood sugar levels. And so my Eat Clean, Live Lean cookbook, you can see that at liveleancookbook.com. That has all healthy meals, lower carb options, higher in protein, higher in fat, dairy-free, legume-free, like all that stuff. Yeah. It's perfect for diabetics like you. So if you want to know how to eat low carb and have it sustainable and have it delicious, go check out liveleancookbook.com.
Yep. Okay, great.
Okay, next question from Twitter from Cassia says, what do you think about 0-calorie rice or noodles? Is it safe to eat?
I've tried them before. I think they smell funky and the texture is super weird. So instead of having that, I'd rather just have zucchini noodles, because that's also a free food and it's actually natural and it's not, made in a laboratory.
And it's going to have more micronutrients to it as well.
Yeah.
So that's a really good point. I would go with that route.
Because that's just a great version of 0-calorie noodles right there. It's just all you have to do is get a spiralizer, spiralize your zucchini, and you have the equivalent there. So I'd rather eat that than some, I don't even know what they're made of, but it's not natural foods.
But I mean, honestly, it's not the worst thing in the world. Like if you're eating that, you're good if you're like eating healthy, everything else. But
But yeah, I don't know. I think when you're using a lot of like diet foods or like 0-calorie fake foods and stuff, it's kind of like training you to overeat because everything's so free. You can eat like huge volumes and you don't feel full off of it. So I think it's better if you eat regular sized portions and include a lot of vegetables and have your healthy fats and proteins and just get the frankenfoods out of your diet.
Frankenfoods.
Yeah. Okay, so Blonde versus World. Ask LiveLeanTV, how many exercises should you perform for each muscle group when you are on a workout split? Example, I'm doing a leg day. How many different leg exercises should I perform to get optimal muscle building results and fatigue my muscles?
All right, great question.
Yeah. So how many exercises per
So I mean, it's different for everybody. So it depends on what your fitness level is. Like obviously if you were more advanced, you have a longer fitness training experience, then you're going to be able to handle more and you're going to have to do more. Yeah. Whereas you're a beginner, you only maybe need to do a few little things. So it really depends on that. But let's just say you're like intermediate. So you've been training for a year or so.
Yeah.
For legs, like I would have you do probably, like I would like to do focus on quads, hamstrings, and calves. So I would probably have you do like 6 sets. So maybe like maybe 6 to 8 sets. So 3 sets of quad focused stuff, 3 sets of hamstring focused stuff, and then 2 sets of calves.
But when you say sets, do you mean exercises or do you mean
exercises. Yeah.
So 3 exercises per muscle group is what you're saying.
Yeah.
So for leg day, that may be 6.
And then you got to figure out your tempos. Like how slow are you going? You got to figure out how many sets, how many reps. Like, so what I would recommend you do is get on a program.
Yeah.
It would be the recommendation with that. But, if you're intermediate, 10 reps, 3 sets, that many exercises, like I said, and that's like the baseline, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's no like exact answer for this, but like if you check out different programs, like you look at some of our workouts, like Live Lean Formula for Women or Live Lean Afterburn or something like that, you can see how many exercises we include per workout, and that should help answer your question.
Yeah. Okay, next question on YouTube from VazG92 says, got any tips for loose skin? I've lost around 35 kgs in half a year and have a fair amount of loose skin.
Yeah, we've had this question before on the show. I know in past episodes we've talked about what to do with loose skin, but unfortunately, guys, loose skin is gonna tighten up somewhat after you've maintained your lower weight for a while. It will somewhat. But if you've been very obese and you lost a lot of weight, it's just a part of the reality there. And there's nothing you can do with diet or exercise that's going to change that. You can get surgery to tighten it up. There's a lot of surgeons out there who have done tummy tucks and things that have gotten great results for people who have lost massive amounts of weight. Not necessarily that we would recommend that. I would recommend that you are proud of your body because it shows how far you've come and how much weight you lost. But I understand if I was in that situation, I probably would get the surgery.
Yeah, I mean, I probably would too. It's hard to tell somebody who we've never experienced to just be proud of it. Like we don't know what that's like. So I would say surgery is your best option. And
that's probably what I would honestly do.
Talk to a few different doctors or maybe even go talk to people that have lost a lot of weight and what they did to do it. But we're not aware of any type of topical creams or any supplements that will help tighten up loose skin, especially like you said you lost 35 kilograms, which is awesome. So congratulations on that.
Yeah, that's amazing.
But that's the problem when people get to that point where they get they add that amount of body fat and then
honestly,
they take control of their life and then they're stuck with that. Like it's a tough thing. Yeah. So it's just why we always try to get people early on in their life to not get to that point.
Right.
So check with some doctors and find out what your options are, but that's what a recommendation.
Okay, so Alejandro Valdez says, how to combine HIIT and weightlifting for weight loss. I want to do HIIT cardio, but don't want that to interfere with my weightlifting.
Well, you can actually combine it into one workout in a sense. Like it's very like a metabolic style training where you're still lifting heavy weights, but you're keeping your rest period short. So your heart rate is up there and then it's dropping during the rest periods. Like my LiveLean Afterburn program is a perfect example of that.
Yeah, that's exactly the first thing that came to mind. I'm like, you probably haven't done Afterburn yet, because if you did, you'd know exactly how to combine HIIT with weight training in a perfect way. Like Afterburn lays it all out for you. It's like already done.
And it's recommended like in the schedule that there's 4 workouts with resistance training a week. And then I also have some optional HIIT in there, but it's not necessary. I have it optional because you're already pretty much doing HIIT when you're doing the Afterburn style program. Right. So that's what I would recommend. But if you don't want to go that route, you could always do like, 3 to 4 days of lifting weights. And then you could have your HIIT training on 1 to 2 days, or you could do your strength training for 35 minutes and then do your HIIT training for 20 minutes after your strength training. So those are a couple different options for you. But
yeah, and don't be afraid. Like, I feel like people think that cardio needs to be like this long thing that's like this entire other workout, but really HIIT training can just take literally 4 minutes. Have you guys ever heard of Tabata?
And workout finishers.
Yeah, like that's what I do a lot of times is right after my strength training session, I'll just hit like a 4-minute Tabata, and literally 4 minutes and your HIIT training is over with. Yeah. It doesn't take a lot of time. It's very quick, very short, and very effective for fat loss. Yeah. And it will not make you lose your gains as long as you keep it high intensity and short duration.
Yeah, and at the end of every LiveLean Afterburn workout, it is a Tabata workout finisher. So I guess our answer is LiveLean Afterburn. Next question on Snapchat from Jennifer Rascon. Hi, can I drink daily just coffee and tea without sugar as my 2 liters of water intake? If not, why? How much coffee is considered as not healthy? And just for fun, which are the funnest things Kyla has done?
Okay, well, 2 liters of coffee is gonna freaking land you in the hospital, girlfriend. That is way too much caffeine.
It's the adrenals, right? Like,
man,
coffee
I don't know if I would be able to do that. 2 liters.
It's like all things in life. Like too much of something good is not going to be good for you. So coffee is good for you because it's got antioxidants in it. It's got caffeine, which is going to help turn on your brain essentially, give you the energy to perform better.
Stimulate energy.
Yeah, so that's why we love coffee, but I only have 1 to 2 cups a day.
Yeah, and that's not even close to 1 liter.
Yeah. So we do not recommend it. It's for your adrenal health. Yeah. And then what is the funnest thing Kyla has done?
Oh my gosh.
So many things.
So many.
Let's make this one quick.
I loved when she ate that carrot and laughed on the Instagram post. That's like, I'll always remember that. She's eating a carrot and she just good.
The thing I've been loving lately with her is like I play with her like rough, like she's my boy. So like I'll do pillow fights with her. So she'll be sitting up, I'll take the pillow and I'll knock her down, and she'll just start laughing like more and more. She'll get up and laugh and hit me again. So I like playing tough with her, where you do the mommy kind of things.
I'm a little more gentle, but still we have a lot of good times. Yeah. And she's fun every single day. I love her. Okay, so Reva Salamanca says, I've just discovered your YouTube channel. I'm allergic to eggs, so what foods can I substitute?
What?
Oh, bummer. Egg allergy. We love eggs so much.
Yeah.
You guys know how much we love eggs.
So, when you do have a food allergy and that you should be eating the macros, nutrients of that food. So you got to work back from that. You got to reverse engineer it. So eggs.
Other foods that have that macro.
Yeah, or close to it. So eggs are known as like a fat food. So it's a healthy fat.
Primarily fat, but also protein.
And it's got protein in it. So it's like find a food that has fat and protein in it, and then you can just replace it in there. Yep. So a lot of times people will like mix flax seeds in for replace eggs with flax seeds.
Yeah, in baking, that's a great substitute because it helps foods hold together.
It's not as good because it's not as the calories aren't quite there and the macros aren't quite there. But you can just
more dry and not as like moist when you're baking with it.
Yeah, but like steak, like beef, those sort of things, like healthy fats, healthy proteins in it. Those kind of things. So you just got to kind of work.
Yeah, instead of scrambled eggs, you could have like scrambled turkey stir fry or something like that. You could make like ground up meats and kind of like stir fry it in a pan as if it was scrambled eggs.
We do every morning.
Yeah. I can't really think of a substitute for an omelet. Do you have any ideas for that?
No.
You could make like a protein powder pancake. So you put some protein and flax seeds together with water and then make like a pancake out of it. It would be sweeter, obviously, than an omelet, but I think that would kind of give you the same effect. So yeah, basically just try to fill your macronutrients with other foods that have similar macronutrient values.
Okay, next question on YouTube from Anna B says, I'm a fan for over 2 years and just wanted to say thank you for promoting healthy eating with occasional cheat meals. I'm a 52-year-old mom of 2. and 2 adult girls and have freaking awesome husband. Just saying, awesome.
Me too.
Question, for weight loss burn effect, is it better to perform drop sets during weight training to ensure that I finish my rep sets? For example, I would lift 20 pounds for 12 reps, drop to 15 for 12 reps, then drop to 12 for 12 reps just to finish out the set of 4. For me, I found that this will ensure good form and yet feel the burn. Your opinion on drop sets? My goal is to lose weight and I'm very active. By the way, I'm very nutritionally sound in my diet. No sugar, all natural.
Nice.
Good job, mama.
Yeah, wow. All right, a lot of information there. So basically we want to know, are drop sets effective for, what was it, muscle gain?
No, for weight loss.
Or fat loss?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so, well, when it comes to fat loss, obviously your training style is important. It's going to have some influence, but nutrition is all the most important
But her
thing all the
nutrition's
way.
on point.
So your nutrition's on point, so let's talk about fitness. Yes, drop sets are just one of the great protocols that you can use for fat loss training. It's not the only one or the best one, but there's several different ones you should be using all at the same time, maybe cycling. Like if you're doing a program like Afterburn, like which we've already talked about on this show a couple of times, that program does have some drop sets in it. It has a variety of training styles that it's going to get you outside of your comfort zone, so you're not always doing the same thing. What you described, it sounds good, but just make sure that you're not using drop sets to, get more reps. I don't know how to say this, but it's like, when you're doing drop sets, the reason should be to keep the intensity level higher as you're fatiguing instead of lowering the intensity level. Does that make sense?
Somewhat. Like it's about extending the set and keeping the time and extending the time under tension.
Yes.
Right?
So when your choice is to quit or do a drop set's better.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, but it's not like you should do one just for the heck of it.
But it's not.
You don't need it.
Yeah, like it's not to say like every set for the rest of your life should be a drop set.
No.
Like, there's time and places for them in
Right.
there. So you keep doing the same training modality all the time, your body's going to adapt to it.
Yes.
So I noticed that you're saying like 15 pounds for 12 reps and 12 pounds for 12 reps and so forth. So yeah, like I like to reduce it like 20% for each drop set and then go to burn out or whatever it is. So it sounds like you know what you're doing there.
Yeah,
so
sounds
that's
fine to me. Yeah.
Awesome job, and 52-year-old woman. So for all you women out there that are like, think you shouldn't be lifting weight or this and that, like
Or
there's
that
a
you're too old for stuff you've
52-year-old
never-
woman who is crushing it in the gym. So
I love
congrats.
it. Yeah. And if you're getting good results, then you're doing things right. I want you guys all to know that if you like what you're seeing and the results are good, then what you're doing is good. Okay. So Dahlia Milan Vela, can you give me your tips to improve my balance during lunges? I always feel the need to grab a chair or something. Mm-hmm. All right. Core.
Practice.
Yeah, core strength is important, but also, yeah, you're right. Practice is key. But if you're doing them a lot and you feel like every time you need to grab the chair and there's no improvement going on, then you're probably not using your core muscles.
So like just set your body up. So you're standing up straight during the lunge. So let's get your shoulders in the right position first. Right. So you're going to elevate them, you're going to retract them, and then you're going to pull them down. Okay, so that's going to keep your chest out. And then you're going to turn core on. So just tap your stomach, core turned on.
Wait a minute. If you guys don't know what a core turned on feels like, this is something that you have to practice and acquire, like the knowledge or the just ability to do so. So if you put your hands around your waist and you flex all your muscles and you feel your trunk get really solid, then your core is on. But if you're touching your stomach and it just feels squishy and you don't feel any like tense muscle, then your core is not on.
Yeah, so pretend like someone's going to punch you in the stomach.
Yeah,
what do you do when you're going to get punched in the stomach? You brace it.
And it doesn't mean suck in.
No.
Because sucking in is different than flexing.
Okay, so then your next step is you're going to, ground your feet into the floor, strong feet, and then you're going to take a lunge, keeping the core on. Plant that foot, strong foot again, and then straight down. So it's hard to like talk you through it, but it comes down to just practice. So more practice.
But not sloppy practice, like precise practice. That's key.
Okay, next question, Snapchat from XM3GSX. I heard somewhere as a rule of thumb to look for food labels that have less than 5 grams of sugar per 100 grams of product is a good way to know how much sugar is too much. Is that a fair statement? For example, a cereal is 29 grams of sugar in 100 grams of cereal, but oats is 5 grams of sugar per 100 grams. I stay clear of sugars where possible, so be handy to know how much is too much. P.S. Love you guys, Megan from Scotland.
Okay.
Scotland,
Great.
Scottish. I got a bad accent, sorry.
All right, so I think this is a little bit too much math for knowing which foods are healthy and which are not, because
it's pretty simple.
I don't know if that rule would be true in all cases. Like say you're looking at the nutrition label of maple syrup. what is maple syrup is like
Good point.
40 grams of sugar or something like that. But this is maple syrup. It's a natural, healthy sugar that comes from a tree. It's not the same as like the sugar that's in your Frosted Flakes or your
Yep.
Lucky Charms. You know what I mean? So I don't think that that rule is true across the board. I think your best bet in minimizing your sugar intake is to eat mostly natural foods. And the sugar that's in a banana is way different than the sugar that is in,
Yeah.
you know, Frosted Flakes.
Yes, I actually kind of like the rule, but I think the
Yeah.
overseeing rule should be like, look at the ingredients. Where is the sugar coming from?
kind of sugar
Then
is it?
apply this rule. So if the sugar is coming from like sugar or cane sugar or something, apply this rule. And if it's under 5 grams, you know, you're pretty good. Like
Totally.
it's not that bad.
Yeah, but some perfectly healthy foods are high in sugar. But that's because it's natural.
It's
sugar,
naturally occurring in the food.
and it's not added sugar. So the rule about sugar is for added sugars, not natural ones. Okay, so Jafar says, "Are you guys planning on making more cookbooks this year? Also, I need help. How do I build muscle on a paleo lifestyle?"
All right. So yes.
More cookbooks this year?
I have one
Yeah,
coming
you
out with.
We also have a green smoothie book coming.
Yeah, so I have one coming out with my new muscle building program that's coming out. So it's going to be an added on feature to that. So you need to buy
Muscle-building meals.
the muscle building program to get the cookbook. But it's going to have like my favorite go-to muscle building meals, and
Easy to make
it is
stuff, yeah.
paleo friendly as well. And we're also coming out with a new Live Lean yoga program, which is going to have like a greens cookbook to
Green
it.
smoothies.
Green smoothie cookbook
Not
to
necessarily.
it.
I guess that's a blend book, not a cookbook, isn't it?
Yeah, and
Nothing's
then
cooked. It's all
and
raw.
potentially towards the end of the year, we may come out with something as well. I have some ideas in mind. So
We're always creating, you guys.
Yeah.
Whatever you see now, like started months ago, and what we're working on now will be ready months from
Yeah.
now. There's always something in the works.
what was his
So
other question?
How do I build muscle on a paleo lifestyle?
Well, I mean, paleo lifestyle to build muscle is simple because you're eating protein, and protein is the driver of protein synthesis, muscle synthesis. So that's what you need to build muscle. So you're going to get plenty of that. Then you just have to make sure you're eating enough calories to create that, the muscle building
Yeah,
stimulus.
honestly, muscle can be built on any type of lifestyle or diet that you choose. It's not necessarily like which foods you eat, but like how much you're eating and how
Well, I
you're
mean,
training. And all of
protein is
that stuff.
optimal though for muscle
Oh, yeah.
building. Like
Oh, I
that's the building
definitely
blocks
agree.
of it. So
Yeah, but I'd go as far to say even a vegan could build muscle.
Oh, absolutely.
I think so. There's a lot of vegan bodybuilders out there. You all should leave your comments down below.
that's thinking that vegans don't get protein. Like
Right. I'm
they
sure
do get
they
protein.
get protein. Yes.
So that's what I'm
right.
saying.
So that's why I'm saying every lifestyle can build muscle. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Next question from YouTube from Anna Tan says, I generally work out 1 hour after breakfast and don't feel hungry immediately. Am I not getting all the benefits of my workout if I'm not eating my next meal 1 to 2 hours after my workout? P.S. I don't drink protein shakes.
Okay. So the thing about not feeling hungry, I kind of think you won't feel hungry until you train your metabolism
Exactly.
to be hungry at a certain
It's
time.
the same thing as
like-
people in the
yeah.
morning. Like, oh, I'm not hungry in the morning. Well, I never
Well,
used to be hungry in
yeah.
the morning either,
You
but
have
you
to make
train
yourself
your
hungry.
body to
Yeah.
become hungry.
Right. So I don't listen to hunger cues as much as follow a meal plan. Like if you really want to be successful with body transformation, make a meal plan that you can stick to. Make it realistic to your lifestyle. Like I'm not saying you have to force feed yourself at 6 a.m. if you don't like eating at 6 a.m. But build your meal plan in a way so that you're fulfilling your macronutrient needs and you're doing it as like spaced apart and strategically as possible instead of just relying on like when you feel hungry and when you don't feel hungry, because that just makes things a little messier and you may or may not be hitting your nutrient goals
Yeah.
if you're doing it just kind of by the flow. But
Yeah.
well, what was the other part of the question?
No, she just said I don't drink protein shakes. So
Yeah.
So that would make it like even more important to kind of get some food into you sooner than later because it's going to take longer to digest than a protein shake would. So
Yeah. Digest. I mean, digest?
what did I say?
Digest.
Okay, applicable. You'll have to see another show to get that joke. Okay, next question.
Yeah, so basically, in short, we want you to follow a meal plan instead of following your intuition. Okay, Okay. This question's from Diego Vargas on Facebook. What is the story with Peyton?
Peyton, my boy, Peyton.
Peyton Manning or Peyton Guthrie?
I think he means Peyton Guthrie. So Peyton's doing well.
Is his middle name Manning?
Yes, yeah. Peyton Manning Guthrie. He's doing well. He's back where I grew up, back home in Halifax. So
Good old Canada.
He's with his mama back there, and I still see
doing fabulous.
Still see photos with him,
yeah.
and
he's still handsome as ever.
Yeah, he's doing well. He's still on that paleo diet. I don't know if you were aware or not, but he's actually one of our LiveLean transformations because he was on like a grain. It was like it was so frustrating too because it was a higher end organic dog food, but it had grains and stuff in it. Then we got switched him to the raw meat diet, and he just crushed it with losing weight.
And he snacks on veggies and apples and carrots.
Yeah,
yeah
he's doing great.
Yeah.
So thank you for bringing up my boy. And every time I go back home, I always see him. Okay, next question from Snapchat from Tulip991. Hey guys, this one's for you, Jess. I just had twins almost 3 weeks ago and a big admirer of yours and follow your journey post-pregnancy. I myself am also trying to put back on lost muscle while remaining lean. I have a few close friends that are pregnant right now. I'm just wondering if there is anything you would have done differently while pregnant or right after giving birth.
Amazing on the twins. I'm so jelly because I actually want to have twins. We've been talking about this. I'm like, can you bring me some twins?
No, please? We just want one.
Yeah, we want twins.
If we're going to have twins, we're going to have twins the first time around. Then
I'm
getting snipped.
Twins now. Anyway, I think twin births are so beautiful and amazing, and I'm just so jelly of your situation. But okay, so regarding fitness and nutrition pregnancy-wise, no, there's nothing that I would have done differently with this pregnancy. I think I had the best pregnancy experience and delivery and everything. I just feel so grateful and blessed that everything went so well that it did. Also, the recovery afterwards was just super smooth, and I was taking like pain medication for like a little bit after, but not very long, and everything kind of tightened back up just like it should. So some nutrition tips I would give. Oh, you know what I'll probably do differently? Like, I don't know if you followed my videos during pregnancy and stuff. I was eating 6 dates a day every day for like 2 weeks before giving birth. I won't do that again. I don't think there's any truth to that. I think there was like a lot of pregnancy related nutrition myths that I believed, things that would help pregnancy, and I don't know that they did or didn't, but how can you ever really know, right? Eat healthy foods. Obviously, I ate a lot of vegetables, and I ate basically the same way that we eat still throughout pregnancy, and that's what I would recommend to all of your pregnant friends. For me next time.
Obviously I'm speaking on your behalf, but this is from an observation. I would just go in there based with a mindset that you're pregnant. It doesn't mean it's a free-for-all.
Yeah, and it doesn't mean you're disabled. You can still exercise.
Like it's, what is it, 300 calorie surplus you basically need? Like
totally,
it's 300,
which is just an extra snack.
It's not a lot. Like it's an extra like smoothie. Like it's not, and people just blow it out.
Right.
But I mean, I'm a dude, so I should just shut up because I don't understand all the hormonal stuff. But you did so well.
You're so right, though.
But you did so well on it. Like she is definitely the role model for how to. No, seriously. Like, even if I wasn't your husband, I'd be saying that because she crushed it.
You know what I think what I did well with my pregnancy that I'm proud of myself for is I kept a logical head throughout the whole thing. I didn't let emotions or excuses like sway me way off the wagon. Like I'm pregnant, so I'm just going to eat everything in this entire table, and I'm just going to eat as much ice cream and crap as I want.
And I deserve it because I'm pregnant.
Yeah. Or like I'm just going to skip all my workouts because who cares anymore for 9 months, just don't care no more. No, it's like treat yourself like you matter, like your fitness matters. Like just keep living your life, just keep doing your routine. And
like you're setting an example for the little thing that you're growing inside of you. I think we should just end it at that.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
I can't wait to be pregnant again.
We'll leave it at that.
Okay. Bree Johnson says, hey guys, I wanted to get your best advice for sticking to a program when you tend to hop around.
Oh, you're one of these program hoppers.
A program hopper.
Trust me, you're not alone.
I know. Honestly, I had a really hard time with that back in the day. Like I would just see things in magazines. I would see something on the internet, and that would be my workout of the day,
I think it kind of goes beyond like just being a program hopper. I think it probably extends into other areas of your life as well.
Like a nutrition
hopper? Like you're just not focused. Like even like in work, like you're just not dialed in on something. Like, oh, I got an email, I gotta go check this. Oh, there's a tweet, I gotta go check this.
Like distracted. You're living a very distracted life.
I think you just really need to get focused. Like just focus in Figure out what your why is and just keep going back to that. Every time you're like, okay, I'm bored with this. Like, I want to hop to this next little fun Instagram video that I saw. Like, no,
Yeah, and you know what?
You're
We
on a
can't-
program
yeah.
for a reason. You have to stick to it and see it through to the end.
We can't judge your whole life based on this question, but, but you know, there's a chance that maybe you are one of those people that's very, very focused at work. And then like when it comes to your fitness, you're just all over the place. But try to channel some of that focus. If you're focused in one area of your life, try to channel that into fitness and realize that by sticking to something consistently, being steady, being determined, staying on a
Persistent.
course, and being persistent, that is the #1 way to see success with a specific goal.
In anything in life.
Yes. So if your goals are specific, so should your program be. Like, why should you have a specific body transformation goal, yet your programs are like chaos,
Yeah.
you know? So think
structure.
harder about your goals and about your reason why, about what you're trying to achieve with these workouts. And if your goal is just to have fun and be healthy, then maybe random workouts are
Yeah.
fine for you. But
Seriously.
if your goal is to really dial it in and get to a certain body fat percentage and look like a fitness model, and like, you know, if you really know what you want, then find a program that matches those goals and execute and stay with it.
Okay, next question. Snapchat from Apex Forever says, once you are eating maintenance calories but still lifting and doing a little bit of cardio, could you still lean out? Or do you have to stay in a deficit in order to lose fat? I do not think I can maintain or return to a deficit any longer, as it's been a year. I've lost my period, hair, and my hands and feet have become very cold. I thought the deficit was sustainable. I had fat to lose and went too low in calories, always eating real food, and in my head this was the plan for the rest of my life, but doctors and family have said and proved that it's not good for me. I want to continue leaning out as I'm not underweight nor shredded, but I cannot justify going in a deficit right now. I need my periods back. Is progress possible?
Okay. All right. I'm sorry for all the struggles you're going through. Like, I don't like to hear any of that you're losing your hair and your hands and feet are cold. That's all signs, and that your period is lost. That's all signs that things are not well. So first thing I want you to do is focus on getting well. I would put you right back to your maintenance calories. Don't be in a deficit right now. You need to focus on your health, your wellness, your well-being, your hormonal state. You know, get your period back on track, get your hair to stop falling out, you know, get healthy again before you can tackle a body fat loss goal or really get in like killer athletic shape. Like we talked about before, when you're eating your maintenance calories, you won't be gaining weight. To gain weight, you need to be in a surplus. Maintenance calories means you will stay at the same weight. A deficit is not intended to be long-term. If you're doing a deficit for more than, I don't know, what would you say? It depends on how big your goal is. But if it's more than like 6 months or a year, I would reconsider that.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, you can be in a deficit for a longer extended period of time,
If you have a lot of weight to lose, maybe.
but you have to eat a lot.
Yeah.
So like this is what people forget. Like they just go as low as possible in the calorie, go as low calorie as possible. That's not the goal to losing fat. The goal of losing fat is being in a deficit but still working out, which then allows you to eat more food. You know what I'm saying? So like you could be on 2,000 calorie diet, eating healthy foods, feeling good, feeling energetic, but burning 2,300 calories a day because you're working out and you're on a good program.
Totally.
So you're still in a 300 deficit, but you're still
you're
feeling
eating plenty,
full.
yeah.
You're still good. Like that's the live lean way to
Yeah.
lose weight. So
Like you guys saw me after pregnancy, I had a couple of pounds of fat to lose. Did I go on a starvation diet? No. I just ate a little bit less than my maintenance calories and the weight just came off.
and you got more active.
Yeah, and I got active and things work out when you're eating the right amount of food. But when you undercut yourself severely, that's when you run into slow metabolism,
Yeah.
holding on to stubborn body fat. And like you said, you're not underweight, but you're not as lean as you want to be. That's probably because your body's holding on to that fat for dear life because it has nothing else. So focus on getting yourself healthy, focus on building lean muscle, and the fat will take care of itself. You'll start to shed fat once you are healthy and training athletically.
Yeah.
Okay, Aaron O'Laughlin says, I love your show and you guys. What do I do if I want to live lean, but I don't want to give up sweets at all, like ever? I need and want a dessert every day. Thoughts? I am 5'7" and weigh 145 and I'd like to lose 5 pounds. I know the sweets would make a difference, but it doesn't feel realistic not to have one sweet a day.
All right, Aaron, guess what? Got good news for you.
Sweets?
You can eat sweets.
Yeah.
You can 100% eat sweets
Absolutely.
every
Have you
day.
seen our cookbooks?
within reason.
Yes, and within your macronutrient goals. Like if the sweets are above and beyond the calories that you need, you're going to gain weight. But if the sweets actually fit into your macros, then there's absolutely no problem.
So I'm going to give you 2 or 3 options here. So A, you can eat whatever sweet that you want. So regardless if it's M&M, I mean, it's not what we're recommending, but we want this to be sustainable for you, and we want you to get some
it needs to be
something out of this. So let's just say it's M&Ms. If you want to have M&Ms every day, have M&Ms every day. But I'm going to tell you, in order for you to have the M&Ms, you have to go in for your workout first. So once you get that workout in, then you can put in your gym bag those M&Ms on your walk home or in your car ride home, eat the M&Ms. But it's got to be in a reasonable portion size. So don't just have a big bag of M&Ms, portion it out, know how many carbs you should have after your workout, and that's right there. You can have it that way. Your other option is, if you don't want to work out as hard or you don't want to train as frequently, make I guess M&Ms are a good example.
M&Ms.
But let's just say brownies, like store-bought brownies. Make homemade brownies. So you're controlling the ingredients going in, you're portioning it out so it's fitting within your macros. So like in our LiveLeanCookbook.com, like we have like tons of snack recipes in there, like brownies, like macadamia nut bars, like just protein, like there's so many different things in there.
Are so good.
Macaroons.
There's so many things.
So
I have cupcakes in the Fearless Foodie one. All
like,
the time. Oh, so much.
Living lean is not about eating spinach and broccoli for the rest of your life.
It's
about finding ways to make real healthy foods out of kind of pizza, out of burgers, out of French fries, out of brownies, whatever it may be. You can do it when you make it healthy. But if you want to just go the other route, do it after your workout and earn it.
If you guys really think that we don't eat sweets or we don't eat any foods that are like enjoyable, then you must not be watching this channel or paying attention, because we're trying to show you guys how diverse our diet is and how much we really are enjoying life and eating the foods that we want to eat. We prefer healthy foods, but like you said, you could make it fit in your macros. I mean, you could put your plate, have chicken, vegetables, and then M&Ms instead of sweet potatoes. And that would be perfectly fine, like macronutrient wise. You just have to pay attention to make sure that you're not getting that spillover effect. That one video you have about spillover is like crushing it with the views on YouTube. If you guys haven't seen that video, it's about the spillover effect, and it explains why you're gaining weight, you know, if your calories are too much.
Yeah. Okay, next question on YouTube from Kendall Koch says, I was just curious as to what your advice would be for someone who's trying to live lean but travels with friends and family. I try my best to eat as healthy when out and pack protein bars, etc., but family friends get sick of only eating at healthy restaurants and want to try other places that give less healthy options. I feel like I'm getting sick of ordering just chicken and veggies everywhere. Do you have any advice or other things to make it more exciting, or any advice to convince other people to try more healthier options? P.S. I'm not the biggest potato fan, so unfortunately that rules out another option.
Potato or sweet potato?
Potato.
But no potatoes? Okay, yeah, so we want to be clear that chicken and broccoli and salads are not the only things you can eat while living lean. You guys got to get over the idea that living lean is only these certain amount of foods and everything else is off limits for you. You can eat at restaurants. You can go out and be social and eat with other people. You just have to eat within your means. Anything else?
Mic drop.
I know, Mike. I'm going to get fierce on this one for you guys, because I am getting tired of people thinking that we only eat freaking chicken and broccoli. Like, do you see that being the case over here?
I love this passion getting...
Oh, I'm getting hot.
You've never been so hot and sexy before in my life.
Seriously, guys, it's really, I mean, your portion sizes do matter. So if we had to go out to eat dinner at KFC or whatever, do you think we would just sit there and just like freaking only eat grilled chicken and nothing else? We would probably have a normal plate like everyone else is having, but just don't eat all of it. Like, don't eat three people's plates worth. You can just have a normal serving size and you're not going to get fat off the occasional so-called unhealthy meal.
We'll leave it at that.
Do you have anything else to add, please?
I was just going to, I think you nailed it. I was just going to say, like, go back and watch my Food Wars series on like how you can eat out at restaurants, fast food restaurants, McDonald's, KFC, like all these places, and still get a decent sized calorie and macronutrient meal. So
absolutely.
Go check.
Is it ideal? Maybe not. Would we rather see you making your own big ass salads with sweet potatoes and stuff at home? Sure. But if that's not an option for you, there's other options, and you just have to be creative instead of like throwing your hands up in the air and getting frustrated. But I do understand that it's hard to convince other people, and when you're with other people, you kind of have to go with the flow. Decide what's more important to you, to hang out with those people or to do what you want to do.
Yeah, honestly,
you know?
in my experience, don't try to convince them. Just do you. And if it comes to a point where you need to move on, then you got to make that decision. I mean, that I've experienced it, so I feel it.
What is that saying about the 5 people you hang out with the most is what your future looks like?
Yeah.
So just be careful, choose wisely who you're hanging out with. I know when that's family, that's way easier said than done. I get that. You have to appreciate your family, cherish them, not take that lightly. But, you know, when it comes to your health and your goals in life, you just have to make a choice. Okay, Jonas Bohm says, would you recommend any of your programs for the off season of a basketball player? Goal to up overall strength and vertical.
All right, good question. Last one of the night. I love it because it's an athletic style question.
Yes.
So I don't have a specific athletic training program for increasing your vertical.
Yeah.
I have done one before though. And it was...
Oh, that one that had all the isometrics
yeah,
in it?
it
Ooh,
was...
that was a hard
and I did a
program,
video
huh?
on it, which was one portion of the workout. And it was a program from Tim Grover. And Tim Grover was the personal trainer of Michael Jordan and I think Dwayne Wade and a few other people. So I recommend you go check out that workout. And but if you want to do one of our workouts that's similar, but it's not specifically for vertical, LiveLeanStrength.com would be a great one because we're building strength and explosive and power training with that style workout, and that will help you get more explosive in all your movements. So
Yeah, totally. That's the one I was thinking
I would
of.
put you on LiveLeanStrength.com if you want to go check that one out. All right, guys, that is the show.
Thank you guys so much for sitting through all 20 of these questions. That was a lot of information.
And you got heated.
And I did. I know. I'm still sweating from that one. I'm still sweating. Sorry,
love
you
it.
guys. Like, you know, to the asker of that question, I don't know exactly what your name is, but thank you. And don't take it personally and think that I'm like attacking you for that question. It's just sometimes things like hit a string with us, and we've been asked so many times and like feel like people are making these assumptions. And so I just feel like I have to like clear the air and let you guys all know that living lean is not restrictive. Living lean is not boring. Living lean doesn't mean you always have to eat chicken and broccoli.
Yep.
So I just hope that came across and you didn't get freaked out.
Okay, guys, we're on to the question of the day. And my question of the day for you guys is, what was your favorite clip from this episode? So what we've been doing on our episodes is we've been doing a thing called hashtag post it. So what we want you guys to do is in the comments below, use hashtag post it and then do a timestamp of a part that really resonated with you in the show. So it could be,
Hopefully it wasn't my rant.
it's like we're looking for like a duration of under a minute. So like you would post the time like 59 seconds to 1:58, and then we could see what that is. Then we can repost that on other social media channels, and it helps us kind of engage with other people and bring more people into the show. So we'd love for you guys to do that.
The highlight of the
So
show.
the question of the day is, what was your favorite part of this show? What question, what like
Nugget of
time
wisdom,
frame?
yeah.
Use hashtag post it down in the comments and put that time frame in there. We love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. And Kurt!
Living lean.
Boy! Shout out to all our Live Lean podcast listeners. We love you and would so appreciate it if you would give this podcast a review. We need your feedback to improve and grow. So please give us a review right now.